See, this one right here has got all the weight on that side, and it will very easily, supposedly, fall. I have never cut a tree down this poorly. You know, I was really hoping I could impress y'all with what a forester I was. And I don't think that's going to impress anybody. Well, come on, let's go. I never wanted to be the best chair maker in the world. I wanted to make the best chair that Greg Harkins could make. I've made chairs for Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George Bush Sr., and George Bush Jr. I'm known for making a fine rocking chair, an indestructible rocking chair. I got started chair making. I moved to my great-grandparents' house, a great-great-great-grandparents' house, just as something to do between college and graduate school. Met this old man that built chairs, and 3.5, 4 years later, I was standing there one day and I was thumbing my chisel, and I was thinking, doggone, I have missed graduate school. When I cut a tree down, you know, and you start sawing it, it's like opening up a jewel box. Every board has got something else about it. And you know, the next 2 or 3 cuts off of that board are going to be breathtaking. It gives me a high. What makes a good chair is having all of your materials right. You know, having the dry parts dry, the quality of your lumber, it's a package. This hammer I bought from Pickens Hardware 41 years ago, and I've driven up every chair that I have built, every chair, I mean with the exception of none, you know, with this hammer. You take totally raw material and go from the time it's a living, breathing, standing tree until it is a piece of furniture. And depending on your resolve and your abilities, a piece of furniture that'll last 100, 150 years or longer. It's like a religious experience. Jimmy Carter was personal friends with my banker, and Mr. Mack came by and said, I need a chair, need it right now. And I said, well, gosh, I don't have one. And he said, well, what about that one right there? I said, well, yeah, I guess you could, you know. I didn't want my banker to think I didn't have any business. But, you know, so he took that off to Plains, Georgia. I didn't know anything about it for about 3 or 4 years, that's where it went. The second chair for Ronald Reagan, my mother got a phone call from Nancy Reagan, and my sweet little mama thought that it was somebody playing a joke on her. And she said, no, this is Nancy Reagan. And then she finally realized that, whoa, wait a minute, this is Nancy Reagan, you know, like that. And, you know, they invited me to the ranch to bring a chair out there and all that. And I had never had so much business before in my life. It is actually a testimony to the greatness of this country that a guy in the South working out of a little milk barn has access to the President of the United States. I feel humbled by it. I had the opportunity to do a very unique thing with my life, and I did it. I feel so blessed. I can't describe it. I intend on building chairs till the day I die. And as long as my chairs survive, a part of me will be here.